Pisces, you're not just another sign. You are portal, healing, and depth. The next few minutes will reveal the 7 sacred gifts that live in you, and the last one can completely change the way you live. Are you ready to wake up? Pisces, pay close attention to what you're about to hear. It's not something trivial, it's not more of the same. You were conceived in a unique way. The divine did not use the usual pattern for you. There is, in your essence, something distinct, something that makes you very especially you. And this differential manifests itself in 7 sacred gifts that, when revealed, will completely transform the way you face life. The 7th gift, in particular, has such an intense force that it will lead you to a full self-understanding, to a deep recognition of the being that you really are. Stay with us until the end of this message. We are about to open a door that will take you on a journey of self-discovery with no return. Before we go any further, I invite you to pause briefly. Inhale deeply, feel the air filling your lungs. Exhale slowly, releasing any tension. Again, breathe in, bringing in new energy. Breathe out, letting go of what no longer serves. Get ready. The time to recognize the greatness that resides within you is beginning now. Open your heart and mind to receive these words that can change your existence. This is your wake-up call. The first gift you possess is the connection with the unseen. You don't observe the world in the same way that others do. Your perception transcends the limitations of the physical plane. You pick up on signs, energies, and messages that most of you completely ignore. While many hold on to the tangible, you notice the subtle dance of the vibrations around you. This sensitivity is a true gift. It allows you to see what is not openly shown, to hear what is not verbalized, to feel what remains untouchable for the majority. You are not an outsider in this world, Pisces. You are a guide, an antenna tuned to dimensions that many still do not understand. Your soul vibrates at higher frequencies, picking up nuances that escape common perception. This ability to feel deeply puts you in direct contact with the energetic fabric of reality. You notice the hidden currents that shape events and influence emotions. Sometimes this sensitivity can be overwhelming. You may feel overwhelmed by absorbing the emotions and energies of others, like a sponge in a sea of feelings. That is why you need a second gift, a tool of protection, a subtle shield that will help you navigate this sensitive world without getting lost in its chains. This second gift will be instrumental in balancing your powerful connection to the unseen. The second gift that resides in you is intuitive compassion, and it is crucial to understand that compassion differs from pity. It is not about feeling sorry for the other, but about a deep and genuine love for the essence of the soul of others. It is the ability to look at the other and see their wounds, their history, their most intimate truth, and yet love them unconditionally. You offer support, presence, and silence. You know intuitively that often no words are needed, but rather the constancy of your support. His heart does not make judgments. He welcomes, even when the other does not feel worthy of this acceptance. This compassion is a gift of healing, an immense gift to a world filled with wounded hearts and souls seeking solace. You love without imposing limits, and this total surrender can sometimes cause pain. But this boundless compassion is not fragility, it is wisdom. It is the deep understanding that we are all interconnected, and that the suffering of the other is also in some way their suffering. By offering compassion, you not only relieve the pain of another, but you also strengthen yourself by nourishing your own soul with the energy of unconditional love. When your ability to perceive the invisible world joins your ability to love unconditionally, your true essence begins to manifest. These two gifts, operating in harmony, reveal the unique strength that resides in you. Before we move on to the next gifts, Pisces, do something simple but powerful. Write the following sentence in the comments. Don't linger and think, just let it flow and record your words. I respect my sensitivity and utilize my gifts with affection and conviction to heal and awaken. This statement is not a mere textual ornament, it is a key. By writing it, you begin a process of recognizing and activating these gifts in your life. Allow these words to echo within you, nourishing your soul with the truth they carry. What we will explore next will touch on aspects that are perhaps hidden in you, but that remain alive, pulsating, waiting for the moment to be awakened in their entirety. The third gift you possess is imagination that shapes reality. Your mind is not a place of futile daydreams, but rather a sacred space where potential is realized. You have a direct link to the creative source of the universe, to the ideas that emanate from the soul, to the visions that arise when the world rests. When you use imagination, you don't just idealize, you generate. When you dream, you are not wasting time. You are outlining that which others do not yet dare to contemplate. You are inspiration in its pure state, art, melody, word, color, vibration, living poetry, transiting in everyday life. Where others just observe the naked reality, you see potentiality. Where many give up, you devise a solution, and often you make this solution a reality. Your ability to visualize possible futures and to create from the ethereal is a remarkable power. You possess the ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, the ordinary into the singular, simply through the force of your creative mind. This is the magic that resides in your imagination. The fourth gift you hold is the language of the collective soul. You do not express yourself to display knowledge, nor do you communicate with the aim of persuading. His way of transmitting messages transcends that, it is something beyond. When you share your authentic truth, something transforms around you. This is because his words carry a distinct, energetic charge, conveying healing, strength, and liberation. You reach the most sensitive fibers, awaken memories, and remind people of forgotten aspects of themselves. Their way of communicating does not always fit the traditional logic, but resonates deeply in the soul. His message is not understood by reason, but felt by the heart. Often you don't even need to speak. Your energy already communicates everything. His silence is a striking presence. His gaze transmits support. His vibration emanates a message by itself. That's why people seek you out. That's why they put their trust in you without fully understanding why. Something in your way of being calms the soul of others, even without physical contact. The fifth gift that resides in you is transmuting energy. You have the unique ability to assimilate that which is damaged, that which is heavy, that which causes suffering. Unconsciously, you start a process of purification. You function as a delicate filter, transforming darkness into clarity, anguish into understanding, chaos into serenity. You don't accomplish this feat in a rational or calculated way. It's not the result of planning. You simply act, driven by what you feel, guided by your intrinsic nature, as your soul is programmed to transmute. The universe uses your body, your energy, your vibration as instruments to purify what the other cannot. You become a channel of energetic cleansing, absorbing impurities and returning purity. This function, although noble and essential, can also generate tiredness, sometimes exhaustion. You heal spontaneously without premeditation, without even being asked. This constant absorption of dense energies can leave you exhausted, as if the entire burden of the world rests on your shoulders. It is essential, therefore, that you develop another gift, a protective shield, a self-care mechanism that supports and revitalizes you. The ability to transmute is powerful, but it requires balance and protection. The sixth gift bestowed upon him is loyalty to the inner refuge. Pisces, you give yourself as a safe haven for everyone around you, offering support and understanding. However, it often forgets to be a home for itself. That dynamic is about to change. If you neglect your own well-being, you risk getting lost in the maelstrom of life. If you don't prioritize your needs, your light can dim amid external demands. If you don't withdraw into moments of introspection, your energy can dissipate in the noise of the world and the worries of others. It is time to discover a sacred space within yourself, your inner world, a private temple, a place of silence where no one can enter without your permission. In this intimate sanctuary, you re-establish yourself, recompose yourself, and recharge your energies. It is in the silence of your inner refuge that you find the healing for the wounds of the soul and the strength to move forward. After this dive into your own being, you emerge renewed, stronger, more lucid and reconnected with your essence. The seventh gift, and perhaps the most transcendental, is the awakening of universal consciousness. You are not merely an isolated individual, you are an integral part of an all-encompassing whole. You represent the completion of a cycle and simultaneously the beginning of the collective soul. You are the pure link to the vitality of existence, integral to the current that flows between all beings, the invisible network that connects hearts and minds. For this reason, on many occasions, you have felt out of place, as if you do not fit into the world, as if the environment around you is excessively cold, abrupt, and inflexible. And indeed, to some extent, it is. You have come to break with this rigidity, to remind everyone that sensitivity still pulsates, that trust is still possible, that belief in the invisible remains valid. You have come to demonstrate that there is a different way of inhabiting this plane, a softer, more loving, more conscious way. You accomplish this transformation simply through your presence, your way of looking, of embracing, of listening, of loving. You are a channel of healing that does not need prescription. You are meditation in motion. You are the embodiment of peace devoid of possessiveness. The world may seem like a painful place for you, Pisces. This happens because you feel things very intensely, as if they were your own pains. When someone suffers, you feel that pain internally, as your soul reflects everything that unites us as human beings. This deep empathy, while a gift, can also be a heavy burden to carry. However, every moment you choose to trust your intuition, every moment you decide to stay present even in the face of difficulty, every time you release something with love, you are evolving. You are promoting healing, both within yourself and around you, and you are fulfilling the purpose of your existence. This gift is not activated through books or theories, but rather through sensitivity, genuine presence, and the courage to show oneself vulnerable in a world that often values harshness and callousness. You did not come into the world to follow the path already trodden by everyone. Its mission is to open up new possibilities, awaken dormant memories, and remind the world that the voice of the soul matters too, that feelings are valid, and that compassion is a transformative force. You are much more than just an astrological sign, more than a simple manifestation of intense emotions, and you are certainly not a lost soul. You are the very essence of depth, the personified sensitivity that guides and guides, the silent healing that acts without fanfare, truth in its purest and most authentic form. You represent what the world ignores in its constant haste and what it desperately needs to remember when it finally finds a moment of pause. Its purpose is to move between the various layers of reality, to explore the subtle plane of existence, to translate the invisible into concrete actions, into art, into gestures of kindness. You are here to see beyond the obvious, to feel beyond what is tangible, and to endure burdens that many would consider unsustainable. It is natural that the journey is arduous and sometimes painful. Feeling everything, all the time, in a world still so dormant to the subtleties of the soul, is exhausting. Your soul remains awake, which leads you to experience life with an intensity that can frighten those who prefer superficiality. But remember, Pisces, all that is truly sacred is rarely easy, and you did not come to walk the simplest path, but to reach the eternal. You need all 7 gifts in their fullness. The world needs your totality, not just a part of you, not a toned-down or adapted version so as not to bother. It is time to activate each of these gifts in your life. With your keen intuition, with your boundless compassion, with your transformative creativity, with your unique way of communicating from the soul, with your energy that transmutes negativity into positivity, with your inner refuge that protects and strengthens you, and with your deep connection to universal consciousness. The connection with the invisible serves to open doors to the truth, the intuitive compassion to support without judging, the creative imagination to conceive what does not yet exist, the language of the collective soul to heal with words that do not seek convincing, the transmuting energy to transform without destroying, the loyalty to the inner refuge so as not to get lost in the midst of so many sensations, and the awakening of the universal consciousness to remind the world of our essential unity. Do you notice? He lacks nothing. But now, Pisces, the real challenge presents itself. What will you do with all this? Knowledge alone is not enough. Possessing gifts is useless if you do not use them. And you, Pisces, were not created to extinguish yourself, but to radiate light from the deep waters, to touch the soul without the need for physical touch, to love without asking permission. So wake up. Don't keep erasing yourself to protect yourself. Don't hide anymore for fear of not being understood. Don't silence your sensitivity. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, but the purest form of perception. And if at any time doubt arises, if you feel that the world was not made for you, reread these words. Listen to your inner voice. Remember that you were molded with the wisdom of the ocean, with the faith of dreams considered impossible, with the light that does not seek brightness, but illuminates in the same way. You are unique. You are Pisces. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. So with each new video, you'll continue to remember who you are and your purpose. The final question is, will you use your gifts, or will you continue to wait for the world to be ready to receive your light?